feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now.
Hi, welcome. If you're on here, I'm so happy to have you. And for my previous subscribers, welcome, my little astronauts. So for today's video, we're going to be talking about the coming crash, the coming economic crash. And then for tomorrow, we're going to be talking about as well is the Roaring 20s. So, the good and bad in all of them. So, you could always see positive in the bad, and there's always bad and good. So just so you know that. Anyway, if you are new here, I'm so happy to have you. This is being live streamed on July 1st, 2021 at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yes, Julie, I am indeed a night owl. I stay up every day till 5 a.m. in the morning. So yeah. Anyway, if you guys are interested, you can check the description below if you're interested in booking a reading with me. Here are some quick disclaimers. This is just for entertainment purposes only and for education purposes only as well. If you have any questions, please put it in the live chat. I don't know everything about the economy, but I do kind of at the same time. So I won't be able to come up with ideas off the top of my head. So please help me out today. I really do need your help. And of course, here's the last one, of course. So there is all the disclaimers. You guys know today we will have our very famous intuition chest. So definitely stay tuned for that. And we'll be bringing back the Easter egg. So Easter egg messages and this. So definitely stay tuned. There's a lot to come for today's video. Hi, Ann. What's up, love? I am having a blessed day. I was eating Chili's. I bought 3 for $10. And 2 big bags of chips, extra side of salsa, and boneless buffalo wings. I do not recommend it because they do not taste good when you leave the restaurant. So just so you know, not a good taste. But anyway, other than that, it's good. Echo and rebounding sound, Chris. Do you guys hear me? Am I echoing? Oh, okay, that makes sense. The window was open. All right, perfect. That's your schedule. That's cute. Okay, so let's begin. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the bell icon. Anyway, let's begin. I know you guys are here for a purpose, so let's serve that. Okay, so Spirit Angel, tell me, what messages do we have today about the U.S. economy? Oh, that was quick. Nah, I don't really want to take it. Spirit Angel, tell me, what do we need to know about the United States economy? Okay. What else do we need to know about the economy? One more thing, please. Oh, okay. Okay. So there is a challenge here. So we have the hangman in reverse. This is the last time. This is kind of pointing me to 2008. So the Great Recession with Barack Obama. Well, I mean, with George Bush going into Barack Obama's presidency. It's okay, Julie. We have here crossed by the Knight of Pentacles, which feels to me as if the economy is stagnant. It's like it's not going higher, it's not going lower. It's just like stagnant. And I think something is there that is trying to inflate it from the point of it dropping. So when the inflation no longer works, or in terms of whatever's manipulating it, it's going to drop, and it's going to drop really quickly. We have here as well as we have the moon. Imagine the future. It looks, and I'm getting pulled to New York Times Square in New York. But it feels like this would be something that would be broadcasted on the news. Like, like when you go into that little like New York Times and there's like that little thing on a poster board, and it's like in that avenue, it's like a fork and it goes in 2 different directions. We all seen it right where the New Year's Eve ball is. That's what it is, and that's what I'm imagining something being shown on that New Year's Eve type black. Now, I do think this may take place during New Year's Eve. It could take place around going into the next year. But we do have the Emperors here, the reverse Temperance, and then we have the Ace of Swords. It tells me that if this occurs, Joe Biden's presidency, when it comes to the midterm, it's going to fail. Like, he is not going to win the midterms if the economy crashes. Because we have here on the left here is we have the Empress, and I did get this before that the economy is more likely to crash than not, but then again, we're in the Roaring 20s, so it can automatically rebound. So there's not all hell going to break loose. But we do have the Empress. And what this tells me here is that there is a sense of some sort of manipulation, and it's all revolved around the environment in which the state of the nation when it comes to climate change. If the country cannot get behind a certain thing in terms of infrastructure and handling hurricanes, tsunamis, earthquakes, and handling natural disasters like the heat wave or what took place in Texas, if we cannot handle that, that will be enough to throw the entire economy into haywire because we won't have enough money to actually afford to help fight against these things. So that is also what may also bring down the Republican Party because it feels like as if the Democratic Party is going to be really injured because it's the incumbent party, but also the Republican Party because they're again climate change. So there might be a brand new party starting to emerge. That's what I'm seeing here. What we have here in reverse is we have the temperance. So it's going to be unbalanced, not going to be a two-party system. At least there is some sort of challenge, maybe potentially there could be like a Bernie Sanders type energy. It could be AO stable on a massive scale. But we do have here as well in the future because we have the Ace of Swords. So it can be very detrimental to the incumbent. It could be also the incumbency of the two-party system. There might be another party on its way soon. Now, we do have here that this is the voters, the people, especially the Democrats. They're not happy with the performance of what is going on in the Senate with Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema, and it feels like the Democrats are not getting anything done. And so it feels like as if they're going to give their votes either to the Libertarian Party or they're going to give it to a moderate, somebody they can swallow the pill to punish the Democrats. They're not going to give it to the Republicans, but they might give it to the Libertarian, which actually might be really, really interesting to see how that will play out. Because we have here as well as we have being tied up, and financially it feels like they believe that the Democrats and the Republicans are unable to agree on anything when it comes to trying to help people get money. And so if there was an economic crash, they do not have faith in the two-party system to provide them with the economic sanction and the economic stimulus that they're looking for. Now, this is talking about the average voter. This is one hypothetical. Again, this is just entertainment purposes only. But then we have here the stun. There might be a birth of again, I don't know what is going on. I never saw this before. It feels like a third party, like a brand new, like a birth. Now, this could also be Donald Trump. It could be like a Trump wing of the Republican Party split. I don't know what is going on, but there is some sort of split going on. Any third party will have to draw supporters from both the GOP and the Democrats for it to stay balanced and keep the Dems in control. I am getting that. I'm getting the fact that the Democrats, some Democrats who voted and swallowed a pill for the Democrats, are unhappy with the performance of Joe Manchin, so they may put him out, and they may vote for another candidate that they can summon. But it's not the Republicans, and it could be vice versa. It could be both ways. It could be a big split between both parties. So that could be it. Let's see what the bottom of the deck is. I'm just curious. Yeah, so we have the Ace of Cups. There's going to be a lot of people voting in the 2022 midterm. There's going to be a lot of people voting. Like, it's going to make the 2020 election look like a cakewalk. Like, it was like nothing. There might be around like 170. So it might be 10 million more people voting than normal. So let's see. I'm just trying to do this so we can kind of like move forward a little bit. More voters, the better. Yes, I agree, Julie. Yes, more voters, the better. The more better representation that we need. All right. So let's see. What is the state of the stock market? Hi, Second. What's up, love? All right, so Spears and Angel, tell me, what is the state of the stock market? What is the state of the stock market? What else do we need to know? If you have done and you participated in my group 1, thank you for participating. I really appreciate it. And we're starting part 2, so if you're interested in a free tarot reading, as long as you do some surveys for me, let me know in the comment section below or email me, and I'll be more than happy to add you onto the list. Yes, thank you, Julie. The stock market is not the economy. Yes, thank you, Julie. So we have here on the left here is we have the sun. So this is in relation to the economy as well, because that card came out as well, and I do see here that there's some sort of relation. Okay, we have the moon card here as well. We have the moon card at the top card here, and what this is telling me here is that the sun and the moon, there's something going on with both the economy and the stock market. I do feel like the economy is being simulated and it's arising with the new generation, but with the moon, it has to do with the stock market being manipulated, people not having wealth or the wealth gap. I'll talk about that in a moment. But we have to under here is that there's going to be an uprising soon. There's going to be an uprising, and it has to do with money. So there is some sort of uprising underway, because in the future here we have the Tower card. It's going to, again, we have to vote the Democrats and the Republican Party put out of power. I do feel like there is some sort of corruption scandal that's going to come out, and it's going to involve both parties with their involvement with something with the stock market and economy, inflating it and lying to the people. They might really piss a lot of Americans off. Like, I know for sure that if that was to happen, yeah, no, people are not going to be happy, because remember one thing, people care more about the money than they care about any ideology. If you mess with the money, people are going to be pissed. Yeah, and I can certainly add you to the list. Just please email me, okay, so I can have your email listed. So I can add you into the group chat and stuff like that. We have here as well as we have the devil. And what this tells me is that there is something underway that's coming. This is all being caused by the Trump presidency, but I'm not feeling Trump energy. Almost like a Trump-like energy, but it's not Donald Trump. It's some sort of energy. It's manipulation. It's fraud, deception. Excuse me, I have to sneeze for a second, so put on an ad. Have you ever wondered how you can get access or find my social media, my webpage, anything from my Patreon page to my classes, to book a reading with me, whatever you want, and anything that you could possibly think of, including submitting questions? You would go onto my YouTube page, click on the most uploaded or most recent video. You'll click on any of these or the ones that are uploaded as most recent. You will go there. You will go to the description, as in this case, and you can either click on submit your question, video topic, or request here. You can find it there. Or you can go check out through my website, and you can click on this, which is Linktree at Chris. You click on that, and it will take you to my webpage, where you can find numerous different links, or it could take you to many different things along with my classes that will be uploaded here as well on my Patreon page. You can book a reading with me. You can submit your question. You can find the most uploaded video. You can go on to my 2 other YouTube channels. You can make a generous donation if you would like, along with joining my Facebook page and Instagram and Twitter as well, of course, if you are interested. So this is how you can find my webpage. If you are interested, let me know in the comment section below what you do think, and I'll return you back to your content. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Okay, perfect. Sorry, I had to sneeze, and it was going to come out, and I'd rather you not hear it, so I put on an ad. But anyway, we have here, we're talking about the devil. There was some sort of corruption. It's like Trump's energy, but it's not Trump. So what it could tell me here is that it's just like the con idea, maybe like the art of the deal, basically, as how Donald Trump will call it. But maybe potentially there's many Donald Trump. There might not just be one Donald Trump. There might be many Donald Trump, if you know what I mean. Because somebody here, Princess, said, no, but the stock market is corrupt, and just like the economy. Yes, it is. Exactly. I am seeing here both are corrupt equally. Yes, I do agree with that. Hedge fund, bank, big corporation running amok. Yeah, they're the reason why the Great Recession started in the first place. They're the reason why you have no house. It's them. So if you want to take them out, you take them out. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that on mine. But you know what I mean. Entertainment purposes only, YouTube. I promise. I'm not endorsing anything. Just entertainment purposes only, guys. So we have here, what do you mean by corrupt? Oh, okay, there you go. Sorry. All right, so let's talk about this. So we have here, a lot of people are leaving. I do feel like a lot of people are going to be fleeing from whatever situation that is about to occur. Again, I do see a lot of uprising. There's going to be a lot of issues. And if the government doesn't get a hold of it, and doesn't give you the stimulus check and the money that you need to be able to stay afloat, people are going to be pissed. I'm telling you, this is both the Republicans and the Democrats. I'm telling you, this is going to be like unlike what we have ever seen before take place. It will make it appear that the country is so unified, so much so that no matter what the government does, it can't divide the people. It feels like the Democrats and the Republicans are going to join in on some sort of agreement. There's going to be some unification within the United States between the American people, not the actual people in positions of power. I'm talking about like, disagreement for regular people. They're going to put aside their differences and they're going to try to fight the government. And now I'm not saying it's civil war. They're going to be very pissed. They're going to protest. You can see something. It's going to make, Black Lives Matter rallies look like, cakewalk, or January 6th even look like something that we had never seen before. So it does look like something that is going to be underway, because we have here, again, a lot of these people are going to have a lot of reasoning. They're going to have a lot of meanness. Some people will be fighting for the idea that Donald Trump's economy was a lot better. Now, I'm not saying that we're endorsing that, but I'm just telling you exactly what other people are saying. That some people are saying here that they think the Trump economy is better. Some say the Biden economy or the Obama economy was good. But regardless how that plays out, is that both of them are going to be simultaneously united. And here's the media. The media is not going to be able to have the same power anymore. It's going to be like Fox News, CNN, MSNBC. All of them are all going to be so unified and have the same message to the people that people are going to start to pick up and become awakened. I do feel like there's some sort of awakening happening, that people are going to be like, oh, they're all part of the same system. They're just playing the other side. It's almost like they're playing devil's advocate. And we have here the two of wands in reverse. They're not going to have control. I think this is a worldwide issue. This is something that we have never seen before. And I'm going to go in depth with this in a moment. Fake share to destroy the retailer business was I watch it daily, a part of the AP movement with GME and AMC. Yeah, that is true. Yep, they do that. They did that with GameStop, with people. They prevented people who have my type of income, barely nothing, from investing in the stock market, and they took their money. Our world economy needs to reset and adjust a set of priorities that focus on people and not the 1%. Must start with America. Yes, I do agree with that 100%. The question is, you want to make sure that there isn't not some sort of there's many things that could possibly happen, and I've been getting, for a while now, a lot of us been talking about this, that there might be something along the line that looks like a fake alien invasion, and they might try to unify the world that way. So you must be able to use your intuition. I'm trying to strengthen your intuition, so that whenever happens, if you feel like you do not trust the government, do not trust the government. Regardless, whoever you voted for, it does not matter who you voted for. But I'm not like trying to talk conspiracies or anything like that. I'm just here to help you, and that's it. I'm just the messenger, remember that. So let's talk about the wealth gap and stuff like that. But first, I need to give you some information so you have some information on this. So let's take a look. Okay. This is one wonderful whiteboard. Now, you guys all maybe remember I use this whiteboard to help teach you guys and stuff like that. So let's talk about the wealth gap. Now, back then in the 1950s, there were two classes of classification between people. There was known as the poor, right? And it was also known as the rich, right? The rich. But also, we also have the have-nots. And what the have-nots basically mean is that you can't afford as much as they could, but you don't have as much money as the poor people. So you're basically the have-nots. You're basically the untouchable. That is what took place. That was the ideology in economics up until 1930. I would say that was the system. Now in 1950. This was the system up until 2000. Actually, 1980. Let's put that, okay? So we had rich, middle class, poor, and that's that. So now, because then from 1950 to 1980, we had the rich, the middle class, and the poor. Now, this is the difference, is that the fact that we had the rich, the poor, and the have-not. So people automatically assume that the have-nots went up a level. No, they haven't. Actually, the have-nots are just the poor because renamed. The poor is now renamed to the middle class. The rich stays rich. But the difference is what created the middle class was a policy that was created by FDR to create an ideology called the middle class to get the image that you have moved up a level on a social ladder, but you really have not, right? So that's the middle class. So now in 2020, let's talk about that. So from 1980, from Ronald Reagan, because this is all Ronald Reagan's fault, to now, President 21, right, from right now, presently, we have the ultra rich, right? We have the rich. We have the upper middle. I'm telling you, there's a lot more classes. Middle, poor. Okay, so you might be wondering, well, what is ultra rich and rich? What's the difference? Well, the difference between these two is the fact that the rich were just average people who only had like a baby, like about $1 million or less for both of these. But the ultra rich were considered kings and queens and people in high positions of power. Now, these are people from all over the place who has an enormous amount of money. So we have here 1980 to 2021, we have the ultra rich, which is about trillion. So if you have $1 trillion to a billion, that's an ultra rich category. So trill to bill, really, right? Trill to bill. We have here the rich is about $1 million to bill. So 1 billion. So from ultra rich, trillion to billion, million to billion. Then the upper middle is about 100,000 to 500,000 or 1 million. And then the middle is kind of like around less than 100,000. And of course, the poor is no more than 20,000, which puts a lot of young people in that category with fast food and minimum wage jobs. So that is the category. That's the change from 1800 to 1930 to 1950 to 1980 to 1980 to 2021. This is right here. You support the trickle down economics. Well, let me tell you, honey, you are certainly probably not an ultra rich. You are probably not a multimillionaire. You are most likely, if not, in the upper middle or poor. So I want you to ask yourself, has the trickle-down economy affected you? Yes, it has. Because now, I don't know if you guys know this, the ultra rich and the rich millions, right? The people who have who are the rich and upper middle, from 1980 to 2021, they have acquired about zero in terms of taxes. They paid zero in taxes. Did you know from 1800 to 1980, rich people paid about almost 50% of the U.S. total taxes. Now, currently today, it's around 8% if you're lucky. 8%. So keep that in mind. So 1% really only pay, really. And so the U.S. doesn't make a lot of money off the billionaires or the millionaires or the trillionaires. I just want to keep that in mind. Did you know that in 2020, from 2020 to 2021, there is the biggest wealth gap exchange ever occurred in history in 1 year? I'll explain why. Did you know that in 2020, that the U.S. gap between the poor and the rich increased within 1 year because of the pandemic? But here's the thing. The poor or the middle class income went down. So middle, poor. Well, I'm not kidding. It went down 2.7 trillion. It went down $2.7 trillion. Guess how much the rich people gain in that same exact time span? The rich or ultra rich gained 2.3 trillion in the same exact year. So while the middle class and the poor lost a net loss of 2.7 trillion, the rich or the ultra rich from 2020 to 2021, right? Remember that 2020 to 21. That's 1 year, not even 1 year, maybe 1 year and a couple of months. They gained about almost all of that money transfer. They gained almost all of that. The difference between us is about 4, 5, 6, 7. About 0.4. That's the difference between that. You want to know what that 4 means? That is about equivalent of 4 million. Out of $2.7 trillion that, the ultra rich and the rich gained, 4 million was left over. So I hope this tells you here that the poor and the rich is gaining while you're losing. So tell me again, how did that benefit you? That was just the pandemic, right? Oh, and I just want to also put this out here as well. Let's do one more thing. I think this would be very significant. Let's talk about minimum wage for a minute. Do you know people cannot afford to get a college degree because of how much everything they charge you for everything, right? Well, let me put this out here for example. I went to Italy for 1 semester abroad in 2020. Guess how much it cost me for room and board? I'm not kidding. So room and board was, for a room, it was about $4,000 for 1 semester. Guess how much my academic costs? Academic, $3,500. Okay, that's Italy, by the way. I was studying abroad in Italy. You add those total up, it makes around almost 8,000. Total, 8,000. If you include taxes, of course, paying down, $100 in case you mess up the apartment, right? That's 8,000 for me to go to Italy. That's how much I paid to go to school for 1 semester. Guess how much it cost me to go to school? Okay, for example, I don't have a room and board. But for academics, because I don't go to room and board, I pay around approximately $22,000 per semester. $22,000, I didn't get room and board. $22,000, that's not including all the supplies, everything. You want to know what's included in the package? You got, I'm not kidding, you got a fine dining restaurant. You had a massage place, a spa for all students. You got a free library. You got free money, because, you get like food and stuff like that from it. You also get Wi-Fi. You get a housing, of course. You got something for food. You get numerous things of testing, healthcare, and everything you need. That comes included with the 8,000. For America, you get 22,000, and you don't pay. You pay a lot of money. A textbook. I'm not kidding. A textbook. Let's just write that. And on average, it's about $100 in the United States, or even more. I paid about $120 for a textbook my teacher never used. When I was in Italy, guess how much a textbook costs? $20. A regular textbook that you were paying in the United States was $20, but in the United States it was $100. So, and then also add in the minimum wage. The minimum wage factor across the United States, if you want to know right now, is about $7.25, I believe. That is the national average. The national average in the United States is $7.25. That's about enough to get you 2 cups of coffee, if not, about 1 Starbucks. That's barely nothing. That's per hour, by the way, in case you didn't know that. So that's per hour. You don't make enough. $7.25, and that's per semester. You owe this. You owe this per semester. They want it up front. They want that up front. And normally, when you have a loan, you have to pay around $500 to $100 per month to pay off that loan up until you're dead. So you have to ask yourself, is this really worth it? Is this really something that, my kids should have to live through. Yes, just because you live through it doesn't mean someone else should. You always should want better for society, regardless if you wouldn't benefit from it. But, a lot of people that have noticed the difference between a Republican and a Democrat is a Democrat wants what's best for society, whereas the Republican wants what's best for them. And also, who is the selfish one? The Republican, not the Democrat, because the Democrat is more happy making sure everyone's going to be okay, rather than a Republican who just wants to make sure that they are okay. It's a difference in perception. So I'm going to give you guys a moment to, take a little break from all the information I gave you and use your intuition and find out what is inside the chest. I'll give you a moment. Wow, I read a lot of your comments. All right. If you're watching this on replay, you can pause the video. If you are watching this live right now, I'll give you another moment. What is inside the chest? We're going to use some more tarot, just so you know. Okay. What is inside the chest? If you got a labradorite, you are correct. If you got amber, you are correct. If you got citrine, you are right. If you got the yellow crystal, I don't know what that is. But if you got aventurine, you are right. If you got labradorite, you got that right. If you got amethyst, you are right. If you got sultanite, you are right. And if you got a moon, you are also right. If you got pendulum, you are correct. It is a homemade chakra pendulum that I bought a couple of weeks ago. And so you could kind of see this. I bought this and I had them custom make it for me with a little moon and some labradorite beads. So if you got that right, good job. Well, Princess, they already had the house and the Senate. They would need to gain upon the margin. So we'll take a look at the the Senate and the House later on in today's reading. Yes, there will come a day of reckoning. I do agree with that. I paid $599 for my first semester at university. Minimum wage was $3.25 an hour, I think, in 1983. That's amazing. Yes, it looks like it was a lot back then, but you could pay it off. Now you can't pay it off. Like, it's just too hard, too much. So let's go back to reading. Now that we have an idea about the ultra rich and how much the rich gain over these past years. And actually, I forgot to add in the CEO. The CEO. Do you know CEOs gain around about 200,000 percentage in terms of from 1980 till now, in terms of how much the income is among their own workers. The workers have been stagnant while their prices and their income has skyrocketed. Most CEOs make around about $28 trillion to $128 million, not trillion, $28 million per quarter, financial quarter. So about 4 quarters per year. So yeah, just so you know that. So there is going to be some sort of reckoning, and I wanted to explain why there's going to be a reckoning. It's because of that. Because of that big wealth transfer within 1 year. Imagine if we continued that, right? We continued that $2.7 trillion loss from the minimum wage and the poor. We will be poor within the next 5 years. I'm not kidding. We will be poor, and the rich will have more money than any ever before. They will actually have about almost 85% of the nation's wealth. Well, only 10 of us will only have about 10% of the nation's wealth. For God's sake, who knows? I could barely even do math right in my head right now because I'm so moggled. All right, so Spirit Angels, tell me what is going to happen. How is this going to get handled? Is this ever going to get handled? We have here no. It's not going to get handled because we have the Devil card here, and that's an automatic no. Because we are stuck in the system. We are a slave to those who are the oppressors. And that's why I always say slavery still exists today. It may not necessarily exist in the way that we normally were taught it exists. It just exists in different ways. By putting women to the workforce, it forces now more people to work for labor for low cost because that is what they care about. If you really want to create a society that doesn't force you to worry about how much, whether or not you're going to be overtaken or overthrown, you need to create a society where people are so worried about when their next meal is coming from, so much so that they're not going to be worried about their rights. They're not going to be worried about their liberties. Because as long as they're worried about when the next meal is coming, they do not care what you do to them. Because we have here on the left side here is we have the three cups. So far from 1980 till now, we had about the 1980 around like Jimmy Carter, we had the oil recession. Then we had another recession. I don't know when that was, but we had another recession within that time period. I think it was 1992, I believe. Then we had 2008, and here's 2020. 2020 is one of those years where the people are saying enough is enough. Like this is the people, enough is enough, and that's in the past. We have here, there's so much corruption and manipulation to both the stock market and economy and the wealth of the American people and the world's wide wealth that it is almost feels as if something big is going to happen. But we have here in the future, because we have the fool. The fool is that the thing is that we created a society where minimalists and minimal things is what matters the most. We created a society where we are going to manifest our outcome. Because if you look here, we start here, right, low with a low economy. And then you can see it gradually tick up as we go to the end of the page. It's kind of like the stock market. We're going to grow in numbers. There's going to be something growing in numbers. I do feel like, again, this is spirituality, because what it has taught us is that capitalism cannot function the way that it was told that it can function. In every ideology, there is something of corruption, and people oftentimes mess up the idea of corruption with others. And that's what I'm seeing here as well, is that a lot of people have been taught and been told that in order to live, you must have a glamorous life. If you look at a lot of people from my parents' generation, the boomers generation, Gen X, stuff like those, and even the silent generation, what do they prioritize over anything else? They prioritize things that are like old cars, things that are material, or they need to feel that they need to get something in order to impress somebody else, to show that they are rich. But no, that is part of the system. But my generation doesn't do that. We don't follow those rules. And that's where the problem is for capitalism, is that capitalism cannot function without that materialistic mentality of being better than the other individual that you are trying to impress for no other reason than your own. And so we have here as well that there is some decision that needs to be made about capitalism. We have the emperor in reverse. This is the president. And I was talking to somebody a couple of days about this, about the fact that when I was born, I was remembered a little piece of my brain. When I opened up my third eye, I remember a little sliver of history from American history, that the United States, Washington, D.C. does not stand for Douglas Commonwealth. What it stands for is District of Corporations, or American Corporation, which is run by and paid for by the corporation when the United States economy was supposed to crash in the 1800s, and it was brought out by Rockefeller, Carnegie, and all those. I remember being taught this in school, but then it was banned, and we were not allowed to be taught that. So we have the Emperor card in reverse, and we also have the Empress in reverse. Again, it does feel like there's something going to happen. There's something happening. I want to kind of use a different card to kind of get more information on this. People are sick and tired of the government. We hate for that. We don't do their job and not take care of the country. The people are the government, but somewhere they seem to have forgotten that the people will take the country back. We showed them in the 2020 election. Well, the thing is that I feel, and I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to get a lot of hate with this, but I want to be honest with you because I'm always honest, and I'm just the messenger, that I have gotten that I feel like, and I know this, the media pushes people out that they want or they think is the best people for our country. For Democrat and both Republican. You notice that? It's not Pete Buttigieg. It wasn't, they won't say, oh, Pete Buttigieg, pick him. They're like Biden, or like some others as well. And then the same thing with Trump. They were giving both of these candidates because they wanted that thing. They were manipulating everything. If you really want to know about election interference, it's the media that does it. But the main point is that is it freedom of will? Are you really choosing your candidates, or are you choosing them because the media tells you to choose between these few people because you don't have any other choice? That's what I'm going to leave up to you. That is something you're going to think about. And I'm not going to say, Biden's not a good guy because I didn't say that. I just said that is it really your choice? Are you really choosing them because you believe that they best represent you? Or are you being told and picking them because you feel that the media is telling you that that's who you should choose? And think about it. The best way I could describe this is think about all the QAnon conspiracy and all those background noise that the Republicans are hearing. That originated around the time that George Bush became president, and it heightened during the time of Barack Obama with the election fraud with John McCain and stuff like that. That stuff was planted. So by the time Donald Trump came into office, people initially said, oh, well, that's what I was thinking. And we always thought Trump says what we were thinking. No, he doesn't say what you're thinking. He's saying what you think you are thinking, but really you've been told to think that because you've been hearing it for years, so much so that you start to believe that it's your own thoughts, but it's really not. The same thing applies with candidates. Are you really thinking that this candidate represents you, or is it because people are telling you that this candidate represents you? Those are different. I just want to put that down. We have here Reganomic. The trickle-down theory was only works for the 1%, 1980 to 1988. Thank Ronnie. Well, actually, a lot of presidents, including Democrats, so did Bill Clinton, so did George Bush, so did Barack Obama, and so did Donald Trump, continued the Reganomic. The first president ever in American history to say that he is going to stop or end the Reganomic is Biden. Biden said it in his State of the Union speech. If you have not watched that video, I definitely go recommend. The speech was phenomenal. He did say that the era of Reaganomics it ends with him. The question is, will he follow through on that? So let's take a look at Reaganomics. Let's take a look. So Spirit Angels, tell me, what do we need to know about Reaganomics? What do we need to know? No, that's how it should be. This fell first, this fell second. Final. Okay, thank you. What does this mean? This is the end of Reaganomics. Because we have here the storm. This is Ronald Reagan's election win. It was the worst idea in economics to ever occur. Then we have here in the middle, we have time ticking. However, there's still a lot more time left for us to get rid of Reaganomics. There's a little bit of time left. Because we have here on the right, we have mankind. Mankind in reverse. And what this is telling me here is the fact that something is changing within humanity. The concept of Reaganomics is starting to come to an end. It's starting to decline. It's starting to become unpopular among people. Because we have the youth, the trickle-down economics, right? From here all the way down, trickling. And the population and the people are losing a lot of money. It's going down. Because we have here as well is that people lost a lot of their homes during the Great Recession. And it was because of two people, George Bush and Ronald Reagan, right? But this will lead to an empowerment of women going forward. But there is a caution, though. The United States may not survive what is about to occur. And I am seeing there might be a nuclear attack. There might be some sort of missile or something blows up because something may happen, and I actually should take a look at July 4th. And here's the number 4. So maybe I should take a look. Because something's going to crack. Something different about this July 4th. Something started to crack. We don't know what it is yet. We don't know what it's cracking. But people are going to start to realize that it doesn't matter if you vote Democrat or Republican because you will lose it all. Because regardless, if you don't have money to go to the polls, what good is your vote if you cannot vote because you cannot attend to the polls? Right? And here's the polls in reverse. And I did not plan this, by the way. You saw me shuffle this. The luck is running out of America on national. Here's the word national. Nothing. So it's going to be like national nothing. But we have here, we may emerge out of it. There might be another tweak. The Democrats might tweak out another victory. And then we're going to be able to have the infrastructure bill. We're able to have better pool system, better filtration and stuff like that. However, the days of America are upon it. But America is now an awakened country. And that means that they cannot be fooled. Hi, Clarence. And America will not surrender. So it does feel like this is something that I am seeing here, that this is indeed a positive message. There is a plan, there is a family link here. And we have here, this is a team for Biden and Kamala Harris. This has always been the card here. And we have here's the election. This is also talking about Europe as well. Europe is going to improve in some way or some form. So if you're from Europe, your lifestyle is going to change. Your birthdays, for those of you guys who cannot have a cake or cannot afford a cake, you finally have that first cupcake. A rebirth is coming. A new, vibrant generation is going to be underway. So there is some sort of uprising and better advancement going forward. Something big is coming down. Because we have here, if we have money, our heart, our compassion for one another. It's already in the works. It's always been in the stone. They cannot stop it. That's what they always been against. That's why they fear the people, because when they fear the people, they know something big is coming. And we have here June. June just ended, right? And time of fun and happiness begins. And as you all know, we're going to be talking about in the next episode about the Roaring 20s that's coming. So, of course, with all this, the 120s are going to be very interesting and very cool. Hi, Neil. Hi, Mary. What's up, love? So let's see. I know you guys added some things. Yes, I agree with you on that. Yes. The media gives us what we want. Think of the shows, The America Watches, Survivor, The Bachelor, The Dancers. It's dumb us down. The news programs aren't supposed to entertain us, but they want ratings. Yes, it's all about ratings. But what for? That's not like they're going to be removed. Unless someone else is going to remove them. Yeah, something bigger coming down the pipe, like let's bring down the grid. I don't know what that necessarily means, but also, I'm going to talk about a bill that Biden is considering. There's some sort of bill that I saw not too long ago. It was about a bill that was being drafted, and it targets left-wing protesters. So, like, just say if I on my channel said that I am an animal rights activist and that I do not like animal abuse or something, I would be automatically censored and would be charged with a crime for saying that I support animals rights and stuff like that. I do. And so if they want to go after me, they can go after me. But they are passing this bill, and I don't know if Biden's going to sign it. If Biden signed it, I will not be very happy because I can get in big trouble for a lot of things that I say on here because it's basically censorship is what it is. Because a lot of it is supposed to target what happened on January 6th, but the last time I checked, animal rights shouldn't be one of them. Or even better, but yeah, also in that same bill, it's also targeting people who want a better economy. No, not a better economy, a better environment. So like global warming and stuff like that, they're targeting those people as well. Now, I'm not saying Biden's going to do it, but if he does do it, I won't be happy. So I'll go more in depth about that bill, and hopefully Biden does not pass it. But if he does pass it, I will not be happy. Let's see. What do you see with the Bitcoin and blockchain? Let's take a look at that. I don't know what blockchain is, but I know what Bitcoin is. So let's use Bitcoin. So Spirit Angels, tell me, what do I see with Bitcoin? What is going on with Bitcoin? What do we need to know about Bitcoin? Hi, Flora. What's up, love? We didn't miss anything yet. I can look at that question actually if you take the money out of your bank. If they take my money, what are you going to do? I'm poor anyway. I barely have money, so I barely make anything from YouTube stuff. Anyway, so we have here is we have the Ace of Pentacles, the gift of giving. So this is like the virtual reality, because you look here, it's virtual. You can kind of see the light shining. It's not physical objects, but it has value. Thank you, May. Like block the next level internet. That's interesting. We have on the left here, it was a very risky business. People don't really know. I feel like Bitcoin was like one of those like type of investment where, you know, it's up and down, you know, kind of like that. But it's a great idea. But it was risky in the past. Right now, we have the Ace of Pentacles. A lot of people are gaining so much money from it. A lot of people I know actually made a lot of money off of it. We have here in the future the King of Cups. Biden could very well be the president that makes Bitcoin one of the standard currencies of the United States and not the US dollar. Because we have here underneath the Ace of Pentacles, we have the Queen of Wands. And we have here the spiritual side. This is something that's supposed to happen. If the Bitcoin was something that was meant to be. It wasn't meant to be like one of those scenarios where it wasn't supposed to happen. It was supposed to happen. It's supposed to be one of those things that we never see coming, but does come. But we have the Ace of Wands here, and this is a conservatorship, being too conservative with your money. By being more liberal, you're able to freely understand the full risks of it and understand that even though you may be in debt for a little bit of time, the economy bounces back and you'll be out of debt because you'll end up gaining. You can also gotta be smart when you invest and stuff like that. Because we have here the Hierophant. I do feel like Biden might actually declare Bitcoin as one of the standard currencies in the United States. I do feel that. And we do have here as well the Queen of Cups. This might be supported by Kamala Harris or Nancy Pelosi. I'm not exactly sure which, but it will be supported, and I do feel like it's going to become a standard currency. And we have here as well the Knight of Swords in reverse, and here is Biden policy. It's not in effect right now. I do feel like it might be his policy if he runs again in 2024. It might be a standard policy. Before we do yours, Flora, we're gonna do May blockchain, and then we'll jump onto yours. So let's talk about blockchain, the next level internet. I think that would be interesting to kind of see, you know, how that would play out. Yes, agree. Backed by the gold standard. Yes, a lot of countries, a lot of presidents who said they wanted the United States to go back to the gold standard has been killed. Just so you know. All right, so Spirits and Answers. Tell me about blockchain. Is it going to become the next internet? I need more information. Oh, that's not helpful. Oh, okay. All right, so we have here as well as we have, you know, I kind of feel like 1980s in this picture. Like it does feel like 1980. Like that's the energy that I'm getting from this. Is that it's just like the two power grid, the power grid system, like, you know, the invention of the internet, the light bulb. No, the light bulb was in the 1700s. The internet and the computer system. We have here in the middle, we have the tower card, the idea of new invention, you know, 5G and all those. Blockchain is going to be one of them. Because we have here in the future, though, because we have the four swords in reverse, and it tells me it's not going to be dead. It might actually become a very big thing. So if you invest in the economy and you want to invest in blockchain, that might be something you might want to consider. We have here as well as we have the Four of Wands in reverse. It's probably not going to happen under this administration. I do feel like if Biden's going to be in office for 8 years, which I do normally see for Biden, not Kamala, I am feeling that if Biden's in for 8 years, it probably will not occur within the next 8 years or within the 8 years. Because we do have here, it's coming. I do see like 2050, 2030, more that's the time frame, more so. when it starts to become really popular. Maybe they have some more invested, maybe some sort of new technology that's coming out, but it is going to be the future. We do have here as well, though, we have the Judgment card. I don't think it's ready. I think it's still in the testing stages. We have here as well as we have the Ace of Swords. It's going to get triumphed by the Monopoly. I think what's going to help blockchain is the end of the Monopoly system. That's when it's going to be able to happen. And we also have here as well, we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. And what this tells me is that there's going to be some sort of money that's going to be changed. There's going to be some sort of internet where it almost feels like there's no need for towers anymore. It's like it's just in your home. It's like nationalized, like nationwide. And then we have here as well as we have Temperance, which is the balance. I do feel like it's going to go for people from all different backgrounds, all different social status, financial status. It feels like it's going to become free, like the way Nikola Tesla has intended to make it. And we also have here as well, we have the Ace of Cups. I do feel like this would be a great investment if the United States was to pursue it. This would be a wonderful investment. It calls it better security. It's very tough to break into security. Yeah, it makes sense. That's why the U.S. became involved. Yeah, that makes sense. Russian mobs used it. Okay. I'm just putting this up for you guys, so if you're watching the replay, you may want to know some of this stuff in case you didn't know. Yeah, actual turf. Look at this, right? Wanted to get a natural look. Bitcoin created to launder money. As it stands now, I can't support it. I don't really know much about Bitcoin, so I only know it's like a virtual thing. I mean, honestly, if it's for laundering, I mean, I don't support that either. So, I mean, I agree with you. I'm glad you like it. Hi, Barely. Okay, let's go to the next person question. I think I missed somebody. All right, let's talk about this. Should you take your cash out of the bank? That's a good question. Oh yeah, it's a great thing, but it's very hard to mix the cards on. Like I can't really mix it because it gets stopped by the grass, but it looks and feels so nice. It feels like I'm outside, and it just feels like I'm more in tune with nature. Well, if you like John McFree, I did a video on murder mystery on him, Flora, if you're wondering. All right, while you guys are shuffling, while I'm shuffling, I'm going to give you a nice ass so you don't watch my embarrassment. Well, let's do this. Have you ever wondered how you can get access or find my social media, my webpage, anything from my Patreon page, from my classes, to book a reading with me, whatever you want, and anything that you could possibly think of, including submitting questions? You would go onto my YouTube page, click on the most uploaded or most recent video. You'll click on any of these or the ones that are uploaded as most recent. You will go there. You will go to the description, as in this case. And you can either click on submit your question, video topic, or request here. You can find it there. Or you can go check out through my website and you can click on this, which is Linktree at Chris. You click on that and it will take you to my webpage where you can find numerous different links, or it could take you to many different things along with my classes that will be uploaded here as well on my Patreon page. You can book a reading with me. You can submit your question. You can find the most uploaded video. You can go on to my 2 other YouTube channels. You can make a generous donation if you would like, along with joining my Facebook page and Instagram and Twitter as well, of course, if you are interested. So this is how you can find my webpage. If you are interested, let me know in the comment section below what you do think. And I'll return you back to your content. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye. You're welcome, May. I love the gratitude. It's very natural, right? I agree. I bought this from Amazon, and it was actually quite not that expensive. I made sure I want an artificial that looks really real, and it looks so real, though. It has, like, dead grass inside, but it's really not dead grass. It's just fake grass, but fake dead grass. So So let me see. Let's see. I want to do like a general thing. For Flora's the Flora's question was, what did I miss? Should I take all her money out of the bank? Oh look, tarot card. Should we as a group, anybody who watches this video, should we take our money out of the bank? Because if so, I have no cash. So that wouldn't be a problem. But for you guys, you might. Spirit Angel, tell me, will we as society, the people who are watching it, the collective, should we take our money out of the bank? Oh, this card came out. Okay. I want to put the end card here because I think the end card is important, but the Wheel of Fortune, yes or no? Give me yes or no. Well, that's not an answer. Yes or no? Oh, I need a major arcana. So that's not a choice. Come on, one more. Like, give me a they're not even giving me anything. They're giving me panic, although I feel like the guys are playing with me. Okay. All right, so let's just see. Let's just see what we're doing. Okay. So we have the Page of Pentacles. And what this tells me is that this is us finding money. This is the stimulus money. This kind of feels like what this is. I mean, a lot of you guys are worried about your stimulus check or whether or not you should have your money deposited in your bank account or something like that. Because we have here in the middle, we have the Hierophant. The government is in control of the economy right now, or in control of the inflation rate or the stock market if you're investing. Because we have here at the bottom back here, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Excuse me. And what this tells me is that this tells me that there's a certain point in time when the time is coming, your guys are gonna give you that thought, that instant thought where you're like, oh my god, I need to get the money out of the bank now. That's the type of energy that I see for this, Flora. And this is for the collective as well, is that you're gonna get that thought when the time is needed. The guys are gonna put it right in your head if you need it. If you don't, you don't. But underneath the Hierophant here is we have the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like what I'm seeing for you, Flora, as an individual, is that you may have an animal here. I don't want to say they look like a rabbit. You might want to look at what symbolization for you specifically, if you resonate with whatever animal, a goat, a snake, or a rabbit. And this is the Queen of Pentacles here. And I do feel like you may need to, one of them has to answer whether or not you should keep your money or not. I do feel like you might want to look up Chinese astrology, like Chinese symbols. I forgot the year of like the dragon or stuff like that. I was born in the year of the dragon, but you might want to look up one of those animals. I do feel like they're gonna give you the answer that you're looking for. So for the rest of us at the collective, we have here the King Cups. It's gonna get quite rocky, but I do feel like a lot of you guys are on a solid grounding or foundation. Because we have here as well as we have the Four of Wands in reverse. And this is very interesting because it does feel as if it feels as if, like, even though when things are going badly, I feel like you're gonna have to make a decision with your money, with your finances. You will have to make a decision whether or not you should take them out or keep them in. However you decide, if you decide to take them out, you must be able to find places to hide them because people are going to know you have money in your apartment, your building, your complex, your home. Do not tell anybody, hey, I just took money out of the bank. Don't tell anyone, not friends, family, grandma, anybody. Because, you know, if grandma's is needing money, she will come after you and she'll hit you with a cane. So make sure you keep your money and dip your mouth and don't tell anybody. And then we have here as well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of Swords, come out of troubled water into smoother, calmer water. And it tells me that I do feel like when you make a choice, you're going to make the right decision for you. I do feel like you're not sure yet. Flora, so you're a rabbit. That's interesting. The interesting that the rabbit was in there. And May. So maybe some of you guys may resonate with that. You're a water dragon. Ooh, I'm a water dragon too. I'm a Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio dragon. I don't know what you mean by IMO. IMO. Oh, you just saw rabbits. Hey, that's your sign then. That's the sign that you guys were giving you. That's interesting. Oh, if you guys ever want to know, and I want to put this out here for you now because I just found out of something about Biden, and in case you guys are interested and you cannot afford health insurance, I found this really good thing. I follow this guy on Instagram, but for you, oh, you can't see that. Let me make this better for you. Oops. Hold on. For those of you guys who need health insurance, so please. Okay, so it says here, starting today, Biden is giving free health insurance to anyone that received unemployment benefits in 2021. There are no income limits to qualify. The middle class said that isn't fair. The deadline to apply is July 31st. The middle class, this guy made so much money off what he was doing, but the thing is, the middle class will benefit from that. I don't see the problem. But if you guys are in need of healthcare and you don't have healthcare, make sure you apply. I want to make sure you guys are you get that. So make sure in case you need that health insurance and you need that or do you need that dental floss or something, you can get it there. All right, so let's see. What's the next question that we have for you guys that you want to do? Yeah, I think a lot of you guys are just talking and talking to each other. That's cute. All right, so let's talk about the next topic, which I think is going to be very interesting. Let's talk about the election of the Republicans and the Democrats, and let's kind of get a look at the economy and the state of the economy and the way it is. So if the Democrats lose both the House and the Senate, based on my readings, then we automatically know what is going on with the economy. If the Democrats fail, the economy is probably really bad. If the Democrats do really well, then the economy does extremely well for the Democrats. So let's take a look. But also, please keep in mind, though, that the incumbent party always loses both the House and the Senate, or they lose one of them. So to keep that in mind. But there might be an exception because of the pandemic that Biden may ride in for the midterms. Just like the way the Democrats did in 2000. Just like the Republicans did in 2002. Excuse me. And so Spirit Angels tell me what are the numbers, because there are 438 electoral representatives in the House of Representatives. Out of 438, how many seats would the Democrats gain? Hmm. 70. Okay, let's go to the first card. So we're gonna keep flipping until it's blue. Okay, 8, 0. Okay. So the fact that the 8 is reversed and 7 is up and it's red tells me that this could be the Republicans improve in the House of Representatives by 70 and the Democrats go down 80. Because the 8 is reversed here. I'm going to take a look again. Let's take a nice look. Yeah, hi, Lolly. Yeah, I use Uno. Uno works really well, actually. I use them a lot, and this thing has been accurate. So we're going to use Uno. Because when I did the Electoral College numbers, I got it, and it was so spot on. All right, so anyway, Spirit Angels tell me, out of 438, they need 218 to maintain control of the House of Representatives. What party is going to maintain control? Let's see, red or blue? Let's see. Blue. The Democrats will maintain control of the House of Representatives. Okay, and how many seats would they have? They're not going to get 300, so anything under 200 is probably most plausible. Okay. All right, so the number came up again, so it's significant here. So we have 80. So, excuse me, 80. So it does look like the Democrats may go up 80 seats from where they are right now, or 80 above 218. So let's put that into our, form, which I'm going to show you. So I'm going to pull it up while, Hello, everyone. As you see on the screen right now, we have 34% of YouTube recommending our content. The best way for us to raise this number or bar higher is by subscribing, hitting the bell icon, and liking this video and sharing it with other people. And don't also forget to comment in the section below what you think of the video and its content. It will be extremely helpful for us getting other people to know all about our channel, what we do here. If you do love the channel, definitely try to help out as much as you could. I really appreciate it, and I love you guys, and I hope you enjoy the content. Bye. All right, so I'm putting it on your screen right now. You guys all remember, I like to keep track of all my, tarot card readings up until the, 2022 midterms. So I can kind of see here. I hope that you guys can see this a little bit. So this is, as you all see here on your screen, right? On November 3rd, we had the Democrats at 222, Republicans 213. April of 2021, we got 218, 211 for the Republican. May 21, 219 for the Democrats, 211 for the Republicans. I have to edit that because I know that I have to go back to my videos. But on June 2021, 265 for the Democrats, 170 for the Republicans. Let's add in a new map or the new numbers for the Democrats. So they have 218 is the number to maintain control. So 218 plus 80, and the Democrats go up with 298 seats. Okay, so I can see here, you can kind of see that the Democrats are doing better in terms of the House of Representatives based on the Uno card and the tarot card readings that I've been getting. So far, the Democrats seem to be doing increasingly well, so there must be a trend here. And so, Democrats have improved with how many seats that I see here as of right now. They improved with 33 seats. So they improved by 33 seats. So that's pretty significant, and that's really good. So let's take a look at the Republicans now and kind of see where the Republicans stand. I'm very statistical. I like to make sure I keep track and kind of see if there was a trend with the tarot cards to kind of see what tarot cards are right, stuff like that. Anyway. So let's take a look at the Republicans in the House of Representatives. If they get 80, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna literally die because knock on wood, but knock on grass, but because I'm gonna be shocked. All right, so Spirit Angels, tell me how the Republicans performing in the 2022 midterms with the economy. How are they performing? Are they gonna do really bad? Are they gonna lose 80 seats like you say they were? Okay, so we have here 40 flip, 40 Republican seats flip. So about 40, because I'm seeing this as a zero. So we have 40 seats flip. Then we also have here is 88 and another zero, right? And I'm not manipulating the cards, by the way. We have here 8 0. And it kind of feels like as well because we also have the zero here, which is kind of like the zero with like an redemption card. But if you look here, it's flipped. So it tells me here that there's 80. There's about 80 because we have here 40 flip Republican and 80 flip Democrat. So maybe there might be a major flip in many states. Let's make sure. Let's see. Wait, hold on. Let's just get the first two. Yeah, because there's a 4 here, there's a 4 here. Yeah, so we have here so 74. About 74. Because I like to make sure that the right numbers. When they're upright, they gain C's. When it's reversed, they lose C's. About here, they're being what do you call it? It feels as if the about 74 of them are gonna lose. I think some of them are gonna be competitive. So it could be about 74, something like that. So let's put that number in right now. Let's enter it. And okay, so you can see me do this. Okay, so right now we have 298, and the Republicans go down 298. No, let's do 438 minus 298. Oops, excuse me. Sorry, guys. Okay, again, so about 140 is where the Republicans would be at, around 140. Basically, right? And then, 80 minus 74. About 6. So it'll be about 6 undecided. 6 seats that will be really competitive or really close. And then it'll be about 6 goes down 1, about 143, I think it is. If I do the math right, let me do math right now. 298, 143 plus 6. Yeah, so 144, excuse me, for the Republicans. I could kind of see here, you can kind of see the Republicans are doing worse while the Democrats are doing better. So that is the House of 2022 midterm. This is the trajectory. Let's take a look at the Senate. As you kind of see here, the Democrats at January 5th, 51, Republicans 50. We have in April 53, 48, 52, 90, 49. And let's take a quick look. Let's start the next one. Let's do the Senate. I'm glad you enjoyed. Thank you, Princess. Okay, Spirit Angel, tell me, what do we need to know about the Senate, about the United States Senate? Where does the United States Senate stand? Okay, so we had 39 Senate seats being solid. 39 Senate seats for the Democrats being solid. What about the Republicans? There's about 100 Senate seats, just so you know. But I think only a couple of them are up for grabs. Hi, JB Foster. How about the Republicans? How are they doing? I only do the reds here, but we'll see. Okay, so we have 9, 9, 6. So take the Democrat off. And we have 1 here. They have 6 or 9 in reverse and 1 down. So the fact that we have here, if you look here, because we have the 9 upright for the Democrats, we also have the 3 upright, which tells me that the Democrats gain 9, they gain 3. We have here the Republicans down 9, because this is the 9 card. The down 9. You have another 9 here, which tells me is that the Democrats gain 1, the Republicans lose 9. But then we also have here the Republicans lose 1, so that's about 10. And then we have here Democrats lose 4, and then they lose 6. But that wouldn't really matter because if I do the math correctly, let me do the math right. So they have 3, 9, 9, 6, 1. So minus, plus, 6 minus 4. If I do the math right. Right, so if the 6 canceled out, that's a 3. Right, if 4 plus 1 is 5. Right, so about 4. So 34, so 3 plus 4 equals, let's just see right now, 7. So right now, it look, the Democrats will gain about 7 Senate seats as of what I'm seeing right now. So the Democrats will gain 7 Senate seats from 50. So let's take a nice look at this from 39. So whatever that is, 39 plus 7, let's see. 39 plus 7. They'll be at 46 right now. 46, and let's see if there are any others. If there's anything others, 2, they lose 2. Okay, that will make sense. They gain 4. So they lose 2, gain 4, and then anything else? We have here 9, 6 in reverse, and 0. So again, it does feel like, if I'm right, because they lose 2, they lose 6. So that's an 8. So they gain 4. So only gain 4, they lose 6. So that tells me here that they only have a net loss of 2. So that would be about 48. So right now they lose the Senate. As of right now, they lose the Senate, hold the House. That's a weird combination, but okay. So let's put that in. So they will be at 48. And the Republicans would be at, how many did they need? 48, 49, 50. They would be at 50. Right? Because the Democrats are 50, right? Democrats lose 2. The Republicans are already at 50. Is that completely 100? right? I think that's 50. No, there's a number missing. Maybe 51. That's what I thought it was. 52. Is that what this is? Let me do the math. 52. Guys, I'm human. I'm so sorry. All right, plus 48. Yeah, okay, that's correct. So the Republicans will have 52 as of right now, and the Democrats will be at 48. So as of right now, the Republicans will gain the Senate, while simultaneously the Democrats will lose the Senate with 48. So as of right now, that is what we're seeing. So that is the trajectory going into the 2022 midterms and the state of the economy. So the economy must be really good, or something must have happened that really made the people come out for the House, but not so much for the Senate. And that would make a lot of sense because the Democrats won overwhelmingly in the 2020 election by over 30 million votes in the Senate races, but yet they almost lost the Senate. And the Republicans only brought in around 20 million. I have to really look at that again. I'm not Wikipedia, so I don't know everything. So there's that. All right, so this is a part one of the episode of economic crash. I don't really see anything too big or too something to be worried about. I think it's just more of like a reset. So there's that. So do not be worried. Is there anyone else have any other questions other than that? We'll end of today's video. Oh, let's do the Easter egg message. Finally. It may be Easter, but Easter's every day. Hi, JB. Okay, let's see. So, Spirit Angel, tell me what message do you have for my viewers? Okay. All right, so we have a lot of messages for you today. Okay, let's see. All right, well, that was horrible. Hey, let's see. Yeah, so 2 independent standards and 1 other. That could be what that is as well. That could be, it could be a 50-50 Senate again. Good job. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, May. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Okay, so we have here, as you see here, we have 4 different eggs. What you do is normally, if you are new to this, kind of hone in on your intuition. What are you drawn to? Pause the video if you need to, but to kind of see where your intuition is driving you to. Now, I have not done this since Easter, so let's see. So if you have chosen this egg, let's see what's inside this egg. Okay, we have another egg inside another egg. So if you resonate with the yellow one, this is a message for you as well. This is a sign you've been waiting for. So if you've been waiting for some sort of sign, this is the sign for you. If you've chosen orange. And if you resonate with this yellow one, what the sign inside is that your angels want to speak to you. So that is a sign for you in case you resonate with that. Your angels want to speak to you. And you will be lucky soon. So if you've been waiting about finances, any sort of luck, you will be lucky soon. I'm glad you like this part, May. If you have chosen the green Easter egg, your message is your guys say hi. So your spirit guys want to say hi to you. So they're trying to communicate with you. So they say hi. Maybe you might want to say hi back or actually pick up the phone call. We also have here as well, if you've chosen this green Easter egg, your message is what is this? Start manifesting again. So you need to start manifesting money. I think this is ironic, the fact that this is talking about money and this is what today's topic is. So again, start manifesting money. Make that dough, honey. And then for the last Easter egg, we have here as well is trust your intuition. You already know what is happening. I will be... Oh, okay. Sorry. I am... Oh, okay. Sorry, that is not... Sorry, one thing. Let's pick this one instead. That is not true. Not true. Not anymore. Okay, hold on. So if you have chosen the pink one, this is yours. We have here, prove them wrong. That is your message. Prove them wrong. Okay? That is your message for today. That is your inspiration. So I do apologize for what took place a couple of minutes ago. But other than that, I love you guys. Have a very wonderful night. I'm glad you liked my Easter egg hat. Okay? I love you guys and have a very beautiful night. I'm so sorry this is a very weird event, but I love you and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye. I actually accidentally left and I forgot to end the broadcast. Oops, sorry. Bye. Bye, guys. I love you.